Hi, it's me again. This is topic 7-5. We're going to graph quadratics. We want to look for the transformation. This is part 2, page 2 of your notes. All right, and we're going to do this little section here next. They want you to put in the parent function for your y1, graph that, see what it looks like, and then they want to make your coefficient a negative. So you're going from a coefficient of 1 to a coefficient of -1. And I want to see how that affects my graph. So let me switch back over to my calculator. I'm going to go in here, clear that out, clear that one out. Here is my parent function. I want to go in and I want to change this to -x². Doing that flips my graph. At first it was opening upward, now it's opening downward. So back here in my notes where it says, how does y equals x² change? We're going to say opens downward. All right. Here's the next little thing we're going to do. We're going to go back to our parent function, and then we're going to graph y2 equals x² plus 5, and then y3 equals x² minus 5, and look to see what happens. Let me switch back to my calculator, go back in here. I'm going to clear that one out. So I'm back to my parent function. I'm going to go in here, y2. Let's see, it said x² plus 5. Graph that, see what happens. Look at that. Let's count this. It went from 0 up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it shifted it up 5. Guess what's going to happen when you put in -5? Yeah, I think you already know. -5, and let's graph that. Yeah, it did exactly what we thought it was going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It shifted it down 5. Let's add that to our notes. So how does y equals x² change? Let me grab a pen. Right here. This one shifted up 5. That one there shifted down 5. All right. Let's take a look at these down here at the very bottom of the page. They say, what are the equations for these graphs? All right, get my pen here. Switch it to blue. Okay, I know my parent function is y equals x². I'm going to pick an x value of 1 right here. So if I put in 1 for my x, here, if you go up, my y is 1/2. If you go over here to the y, it should be 1/2. Well, 1 times 1 is 1. How do you change that to 1/2? Yeah, I have to multiply by 1/2. So the equation for this line is y equals 1/2. Oh, I don't have to put parentheses in there. 1/2 x². Let's do this next one over here. Let's do the same thing. Y equals, I'm going to go over here to an x value of 1. Well, 1 times 1 is 1. But here, if I go up, my y crosses at 2. My y is 2. So the only way to get y of 2, I have to have a coefficient of 2. So my actual equation is y equals 2x². And that makes sense because the bigger coefficient here makes it more narrow. Coefficient less than 1 makes it wider. Let's take a look at the last two before I run out of time. Here, y equals, how is my parent function changed? Well, if I go, let's see, it shifted down 2, so I know I've got to have a down 2. If I had shifted it, let's see, a 1, 1 gives me 1, so I know that my coefficient is correct. Over here, y equals, well, it opens downwards. I know that's got to be -x². 1 gives me a value of 1, but it's up 2, shifted up 2. Those are your equations for those. I'll see you in the next video.